Uprising. This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Our old friend Ellen Degenerate has a message for all of you. That if you don't vote this year, you don't have a right to an opinion. You don't have a right to complain. You don't have a right to anything unless you get out there and vote.
Anyway, the last presidential election, less than 60% of us voted. I don't know what the other 40% were doing, but this is all your fault, where we are right now. We all need to vote. That's what we need to do. And before you vote, you need to register. It takes 2 minutes. Not a politician, but I do know a lot of people. What I've noticed is people have opinions, and voting is a perfect way to share your opinion. People also like to complain, and here's what I say. If you don't vote, you're not allowed to complain.
Now, a lot of you question some of the things that I say, which is perfectly fine. You should question everything in life. There is no be-all, end-all, except for Jesus Christ. And I'm certainly not him, and I'm certainly not anyone, a prophet. I'm nothing. Okay, I'm just a guy with a voice and an opinion, just like you are. But one of the things a lot of people get upset with is the whole republic nonsense, because it's very hard for people to wrap their heads around this not being a republic in America. So I just want to explain a few things that are my opinion. Because people go, well, why did they make such a big deal about voting? Well, it's not just because of the illusion of a republic, right? We know they have to keep an illusion of a republic so that people think this is a democracy, that it's free, that it's set up for the people, when it's not, when it's fixed and it's rigged. Because this is how they empower people. This is how they continue to get all these satanic agendas, narratives, just the mindset that people have, this, self-pride and all the stuff that you see in today's poison world across. The second thing is important to note, because I think this is the year it's finally going to happen. By telling you that you need to go and vote, and then doing what they're going to do, they want to hold you responsible. And they want to say that you're the ones who did this, right? And cause division amongst us. So in other words, what looks most obviously happening at this point would be Trump getting reelected, right? We already saw he's acquitted. I already talked about him being acquitted. It wasn't even a debate. It wasn't even worth wasting 5 seconds of your energy on. But of course, it's a distraction. They want you to think that these arguments are going on. Should we acquit him? Should we, who's voting for who? Oh, yeah, my vote matters. I matter. We're not like these other countries, where they just have dictatorships. Think again. You're a social experiment. They want to be able to pin this on the people. And this is the point of the left-right paradigm. Because what happens in November will likely be, or what will happen, in my opinion, is Trump will win again. Somehow, after all of this, right? Because you have everyone going, there is no way. Just like when he got in, it was like, no chance he beats Hillary, right? Now they'll go, there's no way. There's no way that people are dumb enough to reelect him with the lies and all this stuff. They're going to make it seem almost like they do with Christianity. They're going to make it seem like the right is bigger than the left, right? Like, they make Christian the big bully, they'll make the Republican the big bully. This will cause the civil unrest. Because then you'll have Hollywood and these people coming out saying, you know what, more people turned out and voted, and they picked this criminal, this, or whatever they're depicting Trump as, right? This horrible human being. They picked him, they selected him. We can't even trust our own people in this country to make the right decisions. This will cause more of an uproar versus the left and the right amongst citizens. This is what the elites want. Well, the Federal Reserve is continuing to grow and take over land over in Bagelville as they expand over there and make sure the Federal Reserve is the only revenue in the world comes through them, because there still are some independent banks, which is another story for another day. While they're doing all of their plans, all these other things, right? Ooh, Corona, and let's put weed killer in the food. Let's dump chemtrails. Let's put fluoride in the food. Let's put a trans character in every show. Agenda to enslave mentally the people and physically destroy their bodies, as much as they possibly can, right? Depopulate, get people sicker, increase in autism, increase in lack of fertility amongst men and women, being able to have kids. What people will care about most, because the media is going to be the one that does this. Ellen, Colbert, Kimmel, Fox, all the channels. It'll turn into, you, the people, are the ones who voted. There was no bogus stuff with Donald Trump this time. There was no collusion with Russia. And this shows that the people of this country would rather have this bigot, hateful person. This shows our country's not where it needs to be, right? It's not where it needs to be because people are more hateful than loving. All of this crap is going to cause so much friction amongst the citizens of this country who are just being socially engineered for divide and conquer, for order out of chaos. This will cause the chaos. Because I guarantee you, come November, you're going to see riots, purges. You're going to see the stuff that they've already socially engineered us into being desensitized from these movies like The Purge, right? Well, these people all sit there while Trump sits in a chair next to Hillary and literally has a corona with one another. Well, they all laugh at you and tax you and trick you into thinking that, well, the Bible's not real, God's not real, the devil's not real, even though we see the signs and symbols every day, and trick you into thinking this is a republic. Your vote counts. Everything you say has meaning. You have choices. They're going to say, you know what, the people shouldn't have a choice anymore, at least according to the left and right. So while they have a civil unrest, which we've already seen, how much predictive programming have we seen over civil wars in the last 5 years, right? All the Marvel movies, Civil War this, Civil War that. Right? Black Lives Matters, all of this stuff, the cops versus the citizens. This is all predictive programming for what is to come. You can sense that is the urgency that these influencers, the celebrities who are the influencers, this is what they have on their agenda now. Because it's always been, oh, go and vote, and that's to keep the illusion of freedom. Well, that's already in everybody's mind. All of these zombies think that this is a free country and their vote matters. They think that's the craziest thing I talk about on this channel. Oh, your vote? Oh, come on. I like your content, but God selected Donald Trump. And then the people voted him in, and they weren't able to do anything about it to stop it from happening. Huh? They control everything. What do you mean? If the people really selected someone they didn't want in office, he'd have himself an accident. He'd fall down the steps. You know what I mean? Take the gun, leave the cannoli. Or vice versa. Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Excuse me. That type of thing. This is all according to plan. And as they start rolling out now with vote, 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 you are the one responsible. You, the citizen, are the one. You can change this. You can get rid of Trump. Right? Everyone's going to look around. They're going to go, I don't know anyone who's a Trump supporter. We're going to get rid of him. It's going to be Joe Biden, Creepy Joe, or it's going to be whoever else is running. Buttigieg, the guy with the Hershey Highway, right? All these fake candidates who are just as much actors as anyone in Hollywood. This is the show, folks, that we're in. It's the show that never ends. It's the Cirque du Soleil. And as they push the vote, 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 they're going to try to belittle you because they want you to think that this is your responsibility. That's why somebody like Ellen goes, if you don't vote, you shouldn't be allowed to have an opinion. Because they want to make sure when they come out and they blame it on the American people for making a decision to bring Trump back, and then we go to civil war, and we go to war with Korea and all this other stuff that they just create, which is none of it's real. They're going to come out and say, more people voted. We told you to vote. You went and voted. Because people are going to go, well, my opinion will matter if I don't vote. I guess I should vote. And literally, the vote could be 99% to 1 against Trump. They will select him. Because all they want out of us is divide and conquer. That is the Masonic motto. Order out of chaos. And who do you think is the one that comes and brings order? Is it time? Damn sure feels like it. It looks like it. The signs of the times are everywhere. Who would that be? Could that be the Antichrist who comes after Trump? Who says, I'm here in the name of peace. Trump puts up a wall. He comes and tears the wall down because the wall's a symbol. Right? Signs and symbols. And he comes and says, well, the people are the ones that brought him in. You are the ones who should be held accountable. It's your fault that Trump is in. Come on, people. Fight amongst each other. Liberals fight conservatives. Let's see more of these riots at these set-up events that George Soros sponsors in the summer or year-round, these marches and rallies. Oh, there's going to be more events at schools based on politics because someone voted left versus right or right versus left. and then roll out the red carpet for the Antichrist. That is how it's going to work, because the Antichrist is the one who comes in the name of peace. And they cannot bring in world peace unless there is chaos. And that is the mindset of the occult, Freemasonry, all of them who live in darkness, who think they live in light. That is their mindset. To have order, there must be chaos. Bring in the chaos, and they'll give you the order. Problem, reaction, solution. Whoever this person is will come and give you love and peace. And even though you don't see any of this stuff happening in your own face in your own town, except small set-up conventions and marches that nobody cares about, they'll convince you that there's civil unrest and there's civil war, and that there's wars, Korea's bombing us and all this stuff through their fake news. This stuff's about to get rolled out fast, and this is why people like Ellen DeGeneres, oh, make sure you vote. It's February 6th. Make sure you vote before November. By November, get it in your head now. Let's start the pounding into your head that if you don't vote, you don't matter, and you shouldn't have a right to an opinion. So let's get more zombies on board to go, oh, Ellen says I should. Okay, who'd you vote for? Well, I voted for Trump because I liked him. You're the reason that this happened. Or the other way, I voted for the Democrat because I like blue. I mean, because I like the women's rights to choose. Oh, well, you're a murderer. And they go back and forth, back and forth. Well, all the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Clintons, the Bushes, the Queens, the Kings, they all sit drinking up their adrenochrome, laughing at the goyim out there who are being socially engineered like puppets. It's happening, folks. Take a look around you. It's happening. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.